Good morning, everyone. I apologize. There was a crash on my freeway, and so the entire freeway stopped. So, again, apologies. But we'll go ahead and get this meeting started. I call this meeting to order at 9:08 a.m. Okay, and we will start with our land acknowledgement. Associated Students recognizes and acknowledges the first people of this ancestral and unceded territory of the Fernandano Tataviam Band of Mission Indians that is now occupied by our campus of California State University Northridge. Honors their elders, past and present, and the descendants who are citizens of the Fernandano Tataviam Band of Mission Indians. Associated Students recognizes that the tribe is still here and we are committed to lifting up their stories, culture, and community. Now moving on to roll call.
Vice President Jimeniano Aragon,
Here.
Senator Arias Gomez,
Here.
Senator Atias, Senator Basilio, Senator Baywa,
Here.
Senator Cabrera Figueroa, Senator Contreras,
Here.
Senator Cunanan, Senator Dominguez,
Here.
Senator Garcia,
Here.
Senator Gavino,
Here.
Senator Cachadia,
Here.
Senator Katka, Senator Mane,
Here.
Senator Luna,
Here.
Senator Quiroga,
Here.
Senator Radionov,
Here.
Senator Ramirez,
Here.
Senator Umana, Senator Vicente. I was just making sure we do have quorum.
Fantastic. Thank you. We will now move over to the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Dominguez.
I move to approve the agenda for April 6, 2026.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Gavino. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of approving the agenda for April 6th, please raise your hand. Okay, this passes unanimously. Thank you. We will now move over to the approval of the minutes for March 30th. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Dominguez.
I move to approve the minutes for March 30th, 2026.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Arias. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing none. If there are no objections, we will approve the minutes for March 30th unanimously. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. We will now move over to special presentations with our bylaws ad hoc committee with our executive director, Alan.
Well, happy April. We're excited to be here with you today to kind of share the work that's been done really by the students that you identified to sit on the bylaws ad hoc committee. If you remember last fall semester, I came before the board and I let you know that we were in a compliance audit and we had about 13 different items that we had to address as an organization. For those of you who attended our winter retreat, we spent some time going over suggested bylaw changes that were addressing the issues that were identified as part of our governing document updates that we needed to do. And then we provided an opportunity for you as student leaders to look and see what other additional changes you would like to make on the bylaws. So over the course of this spring semester, there's been an ad hoc committee that's been meeting on Mondays from 4 to 5 and going over this in great details. I definitely want to identify Senator Isaac, thank you, who's done a lion's share of the work in terms of really trying to address the other kinds of areas that were ones that you had presented, specifically also dealing with the AS Judicial Court. So if you go ahead and hit the next slide, and then I'll have other folks kind of chime in. But here's a list of all those that served on this committee over the course of this last semester. And we'll hit the next slide. So right here, just really quickly for you, you will get this slide deck, so you'll see that there are hyperlinks that are contained in here. But this was item 6 in our compliance audit. There were 4 items that we had to address. One was to ensure that we had a process to review and record information and submit a revised operating agreement by April 30th of this year so that you know the operating agreement has already been submitted. We were also supposed to update that operating agreement, which it was updated. That's number B. Number C was to look at a process to ensure that when modifications occur within our bylaws that we update the CEO's office. And then finally, the item D is really talking about the things that we had to address as it relates to being in compliance with the California Corporation Code, and also providing an opportunity for the Chancellor's Office General Counsel to review. And so we have sent those documents down to the General Counsel so that they can also begin reviewing those documents. Okay, so I'll have these folks come in and talk about the revisions. So within the document, you're going to see a fixed bylaw draft, which is going to have everything kind of showing the changes that needed to occur. And then there's a final draft document. If you want to go ahead and click on the fixed bylaw draft, I think that will link. Have you tried double clicking? Was it hyperlink? As we're getting that up. Okay. I can forward the email. Let's see. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I'll have you guys speak to the.
It was there just a minute ago. What I'm going to say about the revision that you're seeing, this is the document that we used to work off of. So most of you who attended the retreat saw this version, or snippets of this version. What this is highlights the areas that we had questions about, and then highlights the areas that we needed to change. I will say this, that a lot of the changes made to this were formatting and grammatical issues. This document was revised many times and it was never put together the right way. So we fixed things and put things in the right place. The major differences that you'll see is the terminology that we're using now. Instead of Senate, we're actually saying the board and representatives. So you'll see that in the first and second article, it actually talks about that. The other changes we made is instead of the judicial court, you'll see I think we called it a constitutional, I forgot, what was it? Bylaws, yeah, because we went around and changed the names a couple of times. So those are the major things you'll see changed in the document. The rest of it, the meat of it hasn't really been changed other than being reformatted and made more clear to understand. There was a lot of things that were ambiguous in that document that always confused our students. So we wanted to make sure we spell everything out. We broke giant paragraphs into multiple sentences, so it's easier to understand what it's saying. So those are the major changes that we made to it. You want to add anything to that?
So there were a few other areas where we made some changes just to clarify some of the language. Some of that was in requirements. So for upper division, lower division, we went ahead and make some changes to make it easier to understand what the requirements are. And I actually didn't make it in this document, but it's in the final document, which you all have access to in your email.
Okay, so pretty much the last significant change that really was identified within the California Corporations Code So I want to reiterate that the Associated Students is a 501c3, which means we have to adhere to several different governing documents here within the state of California. One is Title V, which is the California Education Code, which allows us to exist as an auxiliary organization. The next is the California Corporations Code, which tells us that as a 501c3, how a board is supposed to operate. So one of the things that was identified in our compliance audit that we had to address is that we still had a constitution that was structured in which once the elected individuals are put into office, there's an opportunity for students to do what was called a recall, which means that they could do that through the form of a petition. Within the California Corporations Code, when someone is placed on the board, those people that are what you might consider like shareholders, they're shareholders in the sense that they pay an ASV, that once they've elected, that the decision to remove someone from the board is a board action, and it's not an action of those who have elected. So that was the thing that was pointed out in terms of why our constitution wasn't in compliance with the California Corporations Code. And so that's been addressed in terms of creating a process internally that if there is a situation or issue within the board can make that decision. So that's going to be covered under the section, and I don't think we retitled the section. But it's called petitioning process timeline. And that it's not a certain page, but it's in that section of the bylaws that you'll see that there's been change in language that talks about how that process will be detailed. This is going to be on your agenda as an action item. You'll remember that last week, I think it was, Tim was here and he let you know, and I had let you know, I think the prior meeting, that given our timeline for when this needs to be at the CEO's office, which is on April the 30th, we do need to have this go before our students because within your existing constitution, any changes to your bylaws are voted on by the students. And so we're going to hold a special election. That's going to be a one-day election. It will happen on Tuesday, the 28th of April. So to provide enough time for us to be able to market this to students and inform them about the changes that need to occur. And then in addition to that, to be able to meet other items within the bylaws that talks about making sure that you have information in your student publication, which for us is a sundial. We need to make sure that we can have this come before you so we can start informing the student body. Okay, if you go back to the slide deck, first of all, are there any questions that you have? Yeah. Oh, Isaac, sure. Do you have things you want to say?
No. No, if you have any questions on the removal of elected officials, I say that's like the one main big new thing we did. But if you have any questions on that, I could definitely answer that and the reasonings behind that and the process behind that. But yeah, otherwise, if you all have any questions, that'd be appreciated.
Yeah, so here you'll see that the key terms, we've changed the language from constitution to bylaws. We've changed it from Senate to board, representative, and judicial court has been updated to be the Associated Students Bylaws Affairs Committee.
There was a question from Senator Quiroga.
This is more just like a clarifying thing. On Article 5, the title of it still says qualifications and powers of the Senate. Will that be changed to the board or? Okay.
The final draft, so you'll see that we had a fixed draft. That was the draft that we were working on. And so we want to thank Denise. Denise came back through and made sure that everything was corrected to give us a final draft. And so we didn't make any additional changes on the fixed bylaws draft after we got the last set of comments that were related to the Associated Students Bylaws Affairs Committee, but the final draft that you'll see attached to the slide deck should have that all corrected. And if not, let us know that if we missed some other ones, because Senate was in there a lot, and although we definitely did a replace, sometimes you don't necessarily catch them all.
No, yeah, on the final draft, it also still says powers of the
Okay,
Senate.
we'll update
Yeah.
that. Thank you for finding it. Other questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you once again to our ad hoc committee and to both Senator Gavino and Attorney General Maheshwari for the diligence in going through this like 18-page document. So thank you. We will now move over to open forum. Open forum is intended as an opportunity for any member of the public to address the Associated Student Senate regarding any issues affecting CSUN students. Speakers are allowed 3 minutes each to speak. Please sign in using the clipboard for minute recording purposes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Noemi Silva Marine. I'm here from athletics. You all usually see Carlos here. Today he's sick, so I'm stepping in for him. So some updates from athletics. So tomorrow our baseball team is playing against Pepperdine. They're doing very well. They just swept Long Beach this weekend. So we're hoping they're going to make it to the final rounds in the baseball season. Our men's volleyball team unfortunately did not win against UC Santa Barbara this past weekend, but this Saturday is their senior game, and that's at 6 p.m. So if you all like to join us at the PACU Arena, they will be playing there against, I believe, UC Irvine. And then finally, this coming Saturday, again, the same day as our volleyball game, we will be participating in Admitted Matadors Day. So we will be tabling outside at the Resource Center, and we will be also hosting some open meeting time for the incoming freshmen at our arena. So if you guys ever want to stop by either the presentation inside the arena or our table outside in the library walkway, please do and say hi to us. That's
Good morning, everybody. My name is James Forster, serve as the AS Programs Manager. I'm here to give you all an update on our programs that are going on for this week. It's a busy week, so we got a lot going on for you all. So first off, tomorrow, Tuesday from 10 to 2:30, we'll have our farmers market out on Matador Square in Lindley Avenue. It's also the kickoff for the ASUSU elections, so there'll be some additional activities out there in the square that you all will want to check out. Specifically, I believe the photo booth will be out there, and the Cash Cube game that you might have seen at the scholarship fair last week will also be out there too. I'm super excited as well. Thanks. On Wednesday, our Soul Fest event will be happening out on the library lawn between 11 and 4. We're looking forward to that. We've got some local musical talent that'll be coming out and a lot of other cool vendors that'll be out there as well. So again, that's Wednesday from 11 to 4. I encourage you all to swing by library lawn area, come listen to some good music, check out our vendors, stuff like that. On Thursday, there are actually a few programs that are happening all on the same day. So first off, Thursday Thrift will be happening 10 to 2, Boramian Lawn. Nothing different with that. Again, if you have any clothing items that you want to bring, please bring them by. Or if you want to come get some cool clothing items, come on by. There'll also be an APITA Heritage Celebration event in the Matador Square lawn area. We're working with the Omatsu House on that, and so that'll be from 12 to 4 in the square. That's on Thursday. And then finally, the ASUSU elections reveal will be, I believe, Grand Salon here. That is also on Thursday, and the photo booth will be here as well for that too. And then to wrap up the week, Saturday is Admitted Matadors Day, which, Daniel, I don't know if you're going to talk about it all or not, but no. So Saturday, Admitted Matadors Day. So we'll be out there, and I know many of you might be out there as well too. And those are the 5 things that are happening this week. So thank you all so much.
Is there anyone else here for Senator Radinoff?
When it personal privilege.
Granted. Are you going for? Oh. Okay. Cool beans. We will now move over to past unfinished business into new business. Starting with line item A. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Gabino.
I move to allocate $5,000 from unassigned contingency to the Anagnost College of Engineering and Computer Science as a partial university contribution towards the 2027 San Fernando Valley Rose Parade float.
Thank you. Seconded by Senator Dominguez. Is there any discussion? Senator Dominguez.
I was just gonna add just to give y'all some information on this. Even though Marcelo usually does that. Basically, for this, like a request, what's it called? The university from like the CSU Foundation, was contacting the different colleges, to see if they could, fund, or partially fund like this event that's gonna happen next year. And so they contacted my college, and then what's it called? They got in contact with me to basically say that they are asking for this money so that then this year they can, like my college, like students can participate in actually like building the floats and like doing that stuff. So it would be a what's it called, collaboration between like the different departments in my college, and so it would be like a good experience for the students. And so they would build the float this year, and then next to then participate in the what's it called, in the float parade next year. Yeah.
Thank you. Are there any further questions? Senator Gavino.
Yeah, just since we didn't get the reports for this, I think it'd be helpful just to hear the unassigned contingency number from Chair Tourette, if possible.
Chair Tourette.
Are you requesting the amount we have in the unassigned contingency
Yeah.
fund? All right, for sure. We have $431,030 in unassigned contingency.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Okay, seeing and hearing none. All those in favor of allocating $5,000 from unassigned contingency to the Anagnost College of Engineering and Computer Science as a partial university contribution, please raise your hand. Okay, this passes unanimously. Thank you. We will now move over to line item B. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Dominguez.
I move to allocate $13,700 from unassigned contingencies to AS Marketing to purchase AS staff polos.
Okay, is there a second? Seconded by Senator Baywa. Is there any discussion? Senator Radinoff.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing none. All those in favor of allocating 137,000 from unassigned contingency to, oh, no, to oh, my bad, guys. I didn't read that right. Daniel, you were not gonna get six figures, my bad. Okay. To allocate 13,700 from unassigned contingency to AS Marketing for AS staff polos, please raise your hand. Okay, this passes unanimously. Thank you. We will now move over to line item C. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Diaz-Gomez.
I move to allocate $1,200 from unassigned contingencies to SciChai for guest speaker fees to support their special guest speaker.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Garcia. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing none. All in favor of allocating 1,200 from unassigned contingency to SciChai, please raise your hand. Okay, this passes unanimously. Thank you. We will now move over to line item D. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Dominguez.
I move to allocate $1,974 from unassigned contingency to the American Society of Mechanical Engineers for materials and construction codes for the 3-pound robot battle competition.
Thank you. Is there a second? Second by Senator Garcia. Is there any Okay, seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of allocating 1,974 from unassigned contingency to the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. This passes unanimously. Okay. We will now move over to reports, starting with mine. Good morning, everyone. I do want to start off my report by acknowledging that today is AS Genocide Remembrance Day. Um, in the past, tens of millions of women, men, and children have lost their lives in genocide or mass atrocities. Millions have been tortured, sexually assaulted, or forced from their homes. These are the most atrocious violations of human rights in the history of the world. Associated Students hereby designates the first Senate meeting of April as the day of commemoration for genocide and mass atrocities. So please join me in a silence as we remember and acknowledge all of the atrocities that have happened in the past. Okay, thank you. But good morning, everyone. I hope you are all doing fantastic. We are halfway through April, I want to say, maybe a little bit before, but I'm excited. I know many of you guys are going through midterms and are excited because this is your last April at CSUN. So I'm excited with you as this will be my last April at CSUN as well. Um, as I had told you guys last week, I didn't have anything planned for last week as I did have some personal things that I had to take care of, as well as catch up on a lot of homework that I have had pile up. So I didn't have any meetings last week. However, this week I do have personnel. I have a joint meeting with our executive director and our vice president. I have IRA. I have a meeting with the provost. This week we meet for the second time with our awards group to then give out the awards that we give at the end of the year AS celebration. I have faculty senate. I will be attending an event called Mujer de Corazón with our government and relations office. And I will be at Admitted Matadors Day, hopefully through most of the day, so I can find our new Richie, because that is where I met Richie. And I always love going to Admitted Matadors Day because you never know who you might end up meeting. And it's always a nice way for students to create that connection with the campus because, yeah, they can get connected to resources, but it's much more meaningful for them to connect with an actual student. And they'll have a friendly face once they come to campus as well, or someone to reach out to during the summer when they have all of those questions. I know Richie and I had dozens of conversations over the summer about AS, about the resources on campus. And I know it helped me feel more connected to a lot of our freshmen. And I know that from what Richie has told me, it did help him feel a lot more connected to CSUN. So please, please come to Admitted Matadors Day, if not for AS, then for the future Richies of the world. So please, please come. And then I will not be here next Monday. Next Monday, I will be traveling to Washington, D.C., along with our government and relations office and President Beck, as next week is Hill Day. I will be there from Monday all the way till Thursday, so you guys will not see me for the entirety of the week. I will be up there lobbying alongside other CSUs and alongside other CSU student leaders with our Congress. with lobbying with our congressmen and women, as well as learning more about the federal advocacy that the CSU does. As we all are very well aware, the CSU advocates very heavily within the state of California, but this is a great opportunity for me to hopefully share with you all when I come back the federal advocacy that we do. So yeah, and There were a few changes to our local lobbying initiative, as I had told you guys last week. The day that we had for CSUN Advocacy Day was unfortunately planned out alongside an event with our campus. So the adjustment is that those that have applied will be able to be part of a roundtable discussion with hopefully our elected offices that are already going to be on campus. Um, so anyone that has applied already before today will be part of those roundtable discussions, and those roundtable discussions will hopefully be not only CSUN, but also CSU Bakersfield, CSU San Bernardino, CSU Channel Islands, CSU LA, as many of these elected officials represent students from those campuses as well. So it'll be a joint effort. I think that was about the biggest change that we are having, but if you guys have any questions, please let me know. But that is about it for my report. Are there any questions? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move over to our vice president's report.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are good. For my report, the main thing I worked on last week was we had 14 interviews for the Dean of the College of Science and Math. That was a very exhausting 2 days, but we have our top 5 candidates, so we are waiting on their invitations to do their interviews in person. Really excited for that. In terms of reminders, just make sure that you remember that today is going to be the deadline to submit legislative referrals. So if you want to submit any last minute things, do so right now so that President Sarabia can read that at the end of this meeting. In some personal note, I received notice that my professor, Dr. Leah Richardson, passed away this Friday. She had a tremendous impact in my life. She was the professor that got me into research, that helped me grow into research, that gave me so much feedback when I was doing and giving my presentations. Yes, I am saddened, but I also celebrate the impact that she had on me and the impact that she had on so many other students. Such a talented individual. And I just can't help but admire and just appreciate life today. So please, with this in mind, reach out to your professors. They're there for us, and you can find a mentorship in that and trust. Once I got to know her, she was like, I lost that barrier of I'm scared of doing research, but I am doing this, and I know there are people who are going to have my back. And coming into a world that is so intimidating, trust that support system really helps. So thank you, and I hope you all have a great week.
Thank you. Are there any questions for our vice president? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we'll move into our Chief of Staff Boberg, which will be read by me. Hello, everyone. As mentioned last week, I am away at the Model UN conference. I will still be checking my email, so feel free to reach out if you have any questions for me. This week, I attended the Finance Committee, did not have internal due to the holiday, and had a one-on-one with the president. Oh, I forgot I did that. Sorry, guys, I should have put that on my report. I had several of my one-on-ones, but missed a few due to scheduling and the holiday. I will be making these up when I get back. I reached out through email to the majority of the organizations I'm hoping to table for the cabinet event. I also held the cabinet meeting where we went over reports and I gave important reminders. Now, moving into chair of elections, over the past week, we've been finalizing the details for elections week to make sure everything runs smoothly for our campus community. I've been preparing for the elections reveal mixer by organizing decorations and planning interactive activities to create an exciting and welcoming atmosphere. Alongside Tommy and my committee, I've also been reviewing and approving candidate requests to ensure fairness and consistency throughout the elections process. In addition, I've been staying in close communication with marketing and Calvin to finalize the ballot and make sure all elections materials are accurate and ready to go. Assistant Chair of Elections, this week I had one-on-ones with elections committee members and used the time to prepare them for tabling at the voting booths next week. I have been keeping close contact with the street team members to also prepare them for voting booths. Finally, Chair Torres and I have been finalizing details on the results and reveal events happening on Thursday. Now moving on to our Chair DI. Hi everyone, I hope you are enjoying this wonderful Monday. Currently, we are partnering with the Pride Center for Queer Prom on April 9th from 5 to 9 p.m. Please reach out to help. We need help staffing, please. My committee is working on our end of the year report and finalizing Matador conversations. Matador conversations. We are also working with Senator Baywa and Senator Figueroa for the Cultural Leadership Initiative program. It's every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. at a different cultural house. I hope to see everyone at future events, and thank you. Lastly, our Attorney General. Hello, everyone. I wasn't able to attend the cabinet meeting because I was currently meeting with the academic advisement administrators to review the survey findings. In the meantime, I've been working on compiling reports and I have sent them over to Madeline. I also sent out an email regarding attendance. I'm working on coordinating more closely with external affairs to help make that committee more structured and systematic. I attended CHES and the ad hoc committee meeting. The latter will be presenting this Monday as a special presentation. I also plan to attend all standing committee meetings this week. Moving forward, actually, he's not actually attending the meetings this week, everyone. He's actually at Model UN. I think he forgot to add that point. Hashtag he will be missed. Moving forward, I'll be leading efforts to bridge the gap in understanding between MIC and RSOs on campus. I'm also reaching out to senators who may be having difficulty meeting timelines to see where I can support them. Additionally, I'm working to take initiative within the standing committees to help ease some of the workload for our senators. Lastly, I'm collaborating with Madeline to finalize Senate event dates. Okay, that was about it. Are there any questions on our cabinet reports? Senator Diaz-Gomez.
Point of personal privilege.
Granted. Vice President.
Point of personal privilege.
Granted. Okay. We will now move over into our Chair of Finance.
Good morning, everyone. Our current balance for STAR is $135,358. Unassigned contingency is at $431,030. Philanthropy fund is at $3,400. Clubs and orgs travel is at $14,262. Some work I did over the past week, I've continued to process and review funding requests. I also attended the cabinet meeting and had my one-on-one meeting with the controller Lionel. In addition, I've been working on proposed revisions and clarifying language that I would like to incorporate into the Code of Finance. The internal departments have concluded presentations for their annual budget proposals. I have since divided the budget requests among the Finance Committee members for further review, and I would like to take a moment to recognize and thank the committee for their dedication and responsiveness. I was receiving text messages and emails throughout the weekend, including from our Senator Cabrera Figueroa and Assistant Chair of Finance Galley, who both are participating in Model UN, so I appreciate them for all their hard work and working around their schedule. Today we will be voting on the proposed, we'll be voting on the approval for each internal department budget, as well as considering any addition amendments that the Finance Committee would like to make. And lastly, the Finance Committee will be held today at 1 p.m. at the AS Sustainability Center. So if you guys want to be there to witness all of this. Now moving over to the Assistant Chair of Finance report. Good morning, everyone. Over the past week, we had our Finance Committee meetings where we reviewed and approved 3 supplemental funding requests. I followed up with the clubs regarding their supplemental funding questions and invited them to attend the next Finance Committee meeting. In addition, we had 6 department presentations for their annual budget on Monday, and the Finance Committee reviewed the department budgets. Shout out to Chair Tourette and our Finance Committee members for all their hard work. Additionally, Chair Tourette and I are working with the marketing department to make videos about the different types of funding that AS provides. Lastly, I attended the University Affairs Standing Committee on Thursday. Thank you so much.
Are there any questions for our Chair of Finance? Okay, since I just read out our Attorney General's report, we will move into standing committee reports, starting with our External Affairs Vice Chair.
Hi guys, will be a short report today. Last week we were just able to distribute the legislative referrals within each of our Senate members.
Thank you. Are there any questions for External Affairs? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move over to our. Oh, hi guys. Loki did not get a report from internal or university. So, oh, wait, no, Vice Chair. Yes, sorry. I'm confusing our vice chairs today, guys. University Affairs Vice Chair Dominguez.
Thank you for remembering me. For our committee, we went through a lot of things. We went through a lot of unfinished business, and some things to point out are that we are developing a survey to see like related to club storage to see how students how student clubs would be interested, especially given that there would be going to be like new developments in like the USU in the near future. So we are looking into creating a survey for that. If not for this administration, the next. We were looking into what's it called? Uh, we went over a bunch of referrals that have to do with DPS, including the Safe app, and then also the whatever contracts the DPS may have. And so we were looking at that as well. We were also looking at the club custodial fees and how, what's it called? The assistant chair of finance added a recommendation to like include it into the like finance code or something like that. And then we also and then we were also for new business, we were looking at like all the legislative referrals that are going to come into um, the university affairs and like how we plan to tackle them for this week's meeting.
Thank you. Are there any questions? We love you, University Affairs. Okay, we'll now move over to our AS Executive Director, Alan.
Well, happy Monday again. It is April the 6th, and I thought I would look at what happened today. So, in 1896 in Athens, the first modern Olympic Games opened, with American James Conley becoming the first champion in 1,500 years. So, I thought I would let you know that. Okay, couple other things. Some of the work that we're doing with our managers is we're starting to look at generations in the workforce, in the workplace. So we started to have discussions on differences in communications, expectation, and feedback across generations. We're emphasizing the importance of understanding perspective to improve overall teamwork. We're looking to continue this work by sharing just different resources. So we have received an article as well as a chart, and we'll continue this work as we move into some of our training. I do want to let you know that early in the summer, on Monday, March 11th, that will be your week of finals. The senior leadership team will be stepping away from campus to do some planning, really to kind of emphasize our work and ensuring that the Associated Students is aligning itself with CSU Forward, which is the new strategic plan. And then later on in early June, we'll have a larger retreat with our managers. As we start to prepare for the next year, we're starting to look at having focus goals, 2 to 3 per area that will really tie nicely with, like I said, CSU Forward. Lastly, I just want to let you know that you will be receiving the budget here, I think, 2 meetings from now, once it goes to Kiri. And so you'll have an opportunity to dive deep. But I would encourage you, if you do have time later on this afternoon, to join us in the Sustainability Center conference room at 1 o'clock for the AS Finance Committee meeting. That's it.
Y'all, please go. It's a juicy budget. We will now move over to our University Advisor Privilege Report.
Good morning. MIC is hosting our Clubs and Orgs Award Ceremony on Wednesday, April 29th, right here in the Grand Salon at 3 o'clock. So we hope you all can join us. Thank you.
Yay! Are there any questions? Mark your calendars, guys. It's a fun event. We will now move over to our faculty advisor, DeMarco's report.
Hello, everyone. First, I wanted to apologize that earlier. I was on the phone. I forgot my phone, so I wasn't able to go on Duo, so I needed a code. So that's where I am right now. So I apologize that earlier I was on the phone. I just wanted to start by acknowledging that I wasn't able to attend the last couple of meetings. So I appreciate being back with you all today. I did want to take a moment to connect with where we are in the semester. Today, April 6th, is actually National Student Athletic Day. So congratulations to our student athletes for all you do to keep the Matador spirit alive, right? We are in the final stretch, and this is when things get a little compressed for you all. I encourage you to stay intentional with your time, be mindful. I know that you're trying to catch up on the work, as you've said, taking little breaks, and really reach out if you need anything or if you need some advice or you need to talk. I appreciate those students and senators who have reached out to me. I also wanted to share an event from the Mike Curb College, because that's my college. There is the Sea Sun Wind Symphony, which will perform this Wednesday, April 8th at 7:30 p.m. If you've ever been to one of those, they're really actually very moving and encouraging to be part of that art form. And this Thursday, April 9th, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., the Community Engagement Symposium will take place in the Extended University Commons atrium when you first walk in. Community engagement is really important part of my own teaching, as I believe that social connection and community-based work are essential to academic learning. So a team of students from my impact design class will be presenting a video on a project they developed in collaboration with the local nonprofit Hope the Mission, if you're not familiar with them. It's a strong example of how students apply their work in real community context. So I welcome you to attend that event if you can. I know you guys are very, very busy, but I wanted to let you know that this was happening. I'm glad to be back, and I look forward to being present through the rest of the semester. So thank you.
Are there any questions for our faculty advisor? Y'all made this meeting go quick. Thank you. We'll now move over into informational items, starting with our brilliant education senator, Education Senator Quiroga.
Thank you. What was I gonna say? Last week I had my Senate event, so I wanted to thank Senator Dominguez and Senator Ramirez for helping me set up my event and help me keep myself calm from my stress of just doing the event itself. So thank you. I also attended the chess conference, and I wanted to also shout out the lobby corps team for all the hard work they did as well. They did an amazing job lobbying and just in those meetings with Pilar Chiavo's staff and all the other meetings they were doing. So they just wanted to shout out them and Chair Rosales and President Saravia for all the training they had us endure to make sure we were prepared and ready to go for chess. Low key, not to brag, but we were the most prepared school there, TBH. So go CSUN. Other than that, I had my second dean meeting already. I will have to schedule one more, last one with her before the school year ends. And I am still trying to get a microwave for the education college, but the dean is still pushing back on it. So I'm still pushing on it though. I'm still gonna get it done. Thank you.
Are there any questions? Okay, we will now move over into our magnificent engineering and computer science, Senator Cachadilla's report.
Hi, everyone. I would like to say that for my Senate event, we raised concerns about limited study spaces in CCS College and internship opportunities during the town hall, working with the dean on the solutions like extending hours and CS focused career fairs, which is basically related to specific majors so that the students get more opportunities regarding that. And for my personal project, I launched the feedback initiative with the QR code for students to share the concerns easily. And it aims to increase student participation and improve decision making so that they can feel more connected towards dean and the college. And for my standing committee, I was working on the bike lane and scooter policies across the campus, which is focused on improving safety and clear transportation guidelines. And for my office hours, uh, I was guiding I was guiding with the dean through the major concerns which were shown in the QR code, and we were working on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move over to our humanities center. It's
Dedicate me a
okay.
new job.
No, to our beautiful social and behavioral sciences senator, Baywa.
Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are doing good. They done gave me a new job, y'all. I was out. Unfortunately, I was out for, I believe, 2 Senate events because unfortunately I broke my arm. I mean, my elbow riding the ATV over spring break. But you know, God is good, so I'm here and I'm alive. So yes, I was out. Um, there might be some like differences between the report that's on the agenda and what I'm going to say now because I wrote the agenda prior to leaving for spring break. So let's get into it. Okay. I said for this reporting period, I've been working on planning and outreach for our cultural leadership collective, as the chair of diversity, Hermione Douglas, talked about in her report. The cultural leadership collective, if you guys remember, I talked about it a couple of sentences ago. It's basically a mini series, a mini cohort that we're trying to, like a pilot series that we're trying to see how to better cultivate the leadership on our campus and better cultivate people who want to be leaders and students who want to be leaders, and giving them the resources and kind of the platform to be able to to be able to like better their leadership and learn, as well as like be introduced to like what things like AS are, because coming to AS and becoming a senator, one of my biggest things was that there's a lot of clubs and lots of RSOs and lots of students who don't know like what AS truly does or what we can help them with, and just how we can collab and how we're here to help our students. So that's what we wanted to do. We were going to kick off April 2nd, but there's some things that happened. So we are kicking off this week, April 9th at the Black House, and it's going to be about leadership and delegation. And so we're going to have Dean Sarcy, myself, and possibly Kiri come talk to our students. Come talk to our students about leadership and all the like the different leadership pathways on our campus and outside of our campus. So that's my personal project and my Senate event combined. And then for standing committee and university affairs, we've been continuing to work through our legislative referrals because we got like 6. I was like, dang. Um, uh, and that's about it. And also for office hours, I spent time meeting with our executive director, our interim executive director, Tim, and Marcelo, as well as Hermione, so that we could talk about preparing for the Black House and Glidden Watson. So thank you. That's all.
Are there any questions for Senator Baywa?
One more thing, if you guys do want to help or you feel like you have like something to give the leaders or like the future not the future leaders, but the leaders and the other students, like please let me know. Please let me or Marcella or Hermione know. We would love to work with you.
Any questions? Senator Martinez Luna.
Yes. Do you have the date and time for that?
Yes, so it's going to be every Thursday. So we'll start April 9th and then all the way through May 7th.
And do you know the time?
Oh, sorry, 5:30 to 7:30. Sorry,
Okay.
5 o'clock to 7:30, my bad.
Yeah, if you could send out information, and then I hopefully should be available some of those days to help
Okay,
volunteer.
sounds good. I'll send an email. Hermione might send it to the whole camp.
Thank you.
Okay, we will now move over into our wonderful Health and Human Development Center Contreras' report.
All right. Hello, everyone. In general, for my report, I've just been like catching up on emails from student and faculty, meeting with my dean, and coordinating my Senate event, and working on my personal project, which I'll have more updates the next time we report. But such as for my senator event, it's not, there's no flyer yet, but it's official. It's gonna be an HHD Connect, Meet Health and Human Development Clubs and Leadership. It's kind of like Meet the Clubs, except it's just gonna be like presentation styles and just health and human development clubs. So like radiology or health admin. It'll be in the Thousand Oaks Room, April 29th, from 11:30 to 2:30. And like always, there will be pizza. So as you learn and gain some knowledge, you'll also be eating as well. Um, and yeah, just for university affairs, that has been taking most of my time because we did get a lot of referrals. But they are good referrals and it's very interesting and we're doing a lot of great work with my peers and everything. But that's it for my reports. Pretty short this time. But yeah, thank you.
Are there any questions for Senator Contreras? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move past discussion items into the two legislative referrals I received at 9:45 a.m. You guys were so silly. Okay, starting with Senator Dominguez, titled Valera Nest Food Pantry Reusable Bags. The request is to look into collaborating with the food pantry at the Valera Nest to provide reusable insulated grocery bags for the benefit of the students. This was suggested to go to University Affairs. I'll send it to University Affairs. Okay, we will now move over into our last legislative referral of the semester from Senator Martinez Luna, titled Establishing Scholarship for Transfer Students. The request is to review existing scholarships and establish scholarships that better support transfer students. This was suggested to go to Internal Affairs, and it will go to Internal Affairs. Wow. Okay. Now moving into announcements. Are there any announcements from the board? Vice President Geminiano Aragon.
Permission to be recognized.
Okay, thank you. Granted.
I forgot, but Mental Health Monday is today, so please go help us out. We're gonna have slime making activities today, as well as friendship celebration. However, if you're gonna go from 12 to 12:30, Senator Arias Gomez will help me with running the show, and then I'll be there at 12:30, so we can start giving away all of our shirts. Invite friends, invite everyone. Thank you.
Are there any further announcements from the board? Senator Martinez Luna.
All right. So tomorrow I'll be hosting my event, CSUN Transfer Mixer. So this event is to support transfer students, and then there will be a student panel, and it will consist of a veteran student, a student athlete, a parenting student, and a student from a traditional student. So the goal is to create space for transfer students to kind of connect and build community, but also be heard in what ways CSUN can better support transfer students and create programming that keeps them in mind. Unfortunately, CSUN does not have a transfer center, so I think this is one of the big pushes to kind of head into that direction. The event will be from 11:30 to 1. There'll be refreshments and pizza, so I hope you guys can join me. I know you guys keep a very busy schedule, but I will also send out the flyer if you guys could help share that. That would be really great. And then tomorrow as well, the Women's Research and Resource Center will be holding their Take Back the Night. This is the 22nd annual event that at CSUN. So this aims to bring awareness of sexual assault, and then we'll have a candle lighting ceremony. And then there'll also be resources, and we typically host this at the USU, and we'll march back to the Women's Center for a kind of open mic. And I will send the flyer out as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further? Senator Diaz Gomez.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. No announcement? Any announcements from the side? Okay. Oh, Executive Director Allen.
So you should have received in your email an announcement on the AS year-end celebration. That's going to be on Thursday, May the 7th from 5 to 7:30 in the Northridge Center complex. And so please make sure that you RSVP to attend.
Thank you. Are there any further announcements before I go into mine? Senator Bewa.
Okay, sorry, shameless plug. So as you guys know, I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and we're having our ski week this week, as well as the SG Rose. So, I know we're doing bingo night with one of the living senior living homes. And we're doing a bunch of different things. So, guys, come out and support. It's gonna be on Instagram. It's like AKA Rho Epsilon.
Thank you. Any further announcements? Okay, this today actually at 7 p.m. the sorority, oh my gosh, I'm gonna say it wrong. Give me a minute. One of our Divine Nine sororities will be having their presentation of their new members. So if any of you guys are free at 7 and would like to go to the Black House, Zeta Phi Beta will be having their presentations of their new members today at 7. I will hopefully be there. I'm gonna try really hard to be there. I've always wanted to attend one of these. So if you guys are available, please come. And then today our baseball team is also playing at 5. So if you guys are able to go, please go. Let me see. Our women's tennis will be playing versus Long Beach at 11 this Saturday. And then our men's volleyball will be playing against UC Irvine this Saturday as well at 6. And it is their senior night. So if you guys are free, please go. It is going to be so much fun. Volleyball is definitely one of those sports that is very entertaining. And I think this Saturday's game is women's tennis's last home game. So if you guys are available, please come. It'll be fun. But yeah, I think that's about it. If there are no further questions, we will now move into final roll call.
Vice President Jimeniana Erdogan,
Here.
Senator Arias Gomez,
Here.
Senator Atias, Senator Basilio, Senator Bewa,
Here.
Senator Cabrera Figueroa, Senator Contreras,
Here.
Senator Cunanan, Senator Dominguez,
Here.
Senator Garcia,
Here. Here.
Senator Gavino,
Here.
Senator Kacharia,
Here.
Senator Karka, Senator Mane,
Here.
Senator Martinez Luna,
Here.
Senator Quiroga,
Here.
Senator Redinov,
Here.
Senator Ramirez,
Here.
Senator Umana, Senator Vicente. Thank you.
Okay, and I adjourn this meeting at 10:11 a.m. You are all free to go.